Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack, and today once more we are comparing a hand grinder with the electric grinder. So this time we will play with Comandante C40 MK4, and I will compare it today with SPTK 38. Or known as Solo 38 in the UK. Why those two? Comandante 39 millimeters burst, Solo 38, but the burst, the geometry apparently is very similar. SPTK, supposedly that should be an electric version of Comandante, so we will see. We will pull espresso shots, and we will do a pour over test as well. In the background, by the way, you can hear La Pavoni is boiling the water. I haven't used it for my videos for a while, so I thought today we can test espresso shots on the La Pavoni. So, a few words about each of those grinders. But before I do, don't forget, click like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You can also look into the affiliate links. Comandante, well known, everybody knows it. That's hand grinder, almost every other hand grinder we compare against. Why? Well, because it's good. The outer layer is wood, there is a glass jar, you also get a strong plastic jar, a little bit of the wood, like the wooden knob, some plastic, strong plastic supports inside here, lots of stainless steel, and as far as I know, no aluminium. To change the settings, you have to rotate that plastic knob underneath. You have to do multiple rotations, so there are 12 clicks in one full revolution. For espresso, I'm usually in between like 8 and 10, maybe 11 sometimes. For the pour over, 1822. I complained at the beginning that it's kind of a tricky to know where you are. I kind of know what, I got used to it. It can be tricky to dial in for espresso. Why? Because the space in between each click, the size difference, it's 30 microns. If you want to use this for espresso, you need to buy that red clicks, and that basically doubles the number of settings. It is also a slow grinder. I think the slowest hand grinder I've ever had, but there are very good bearings or whatever, so even with the light roast, it's relatively easy to do it. Burrs here are 39 millimeters, and they apparently made out of special steel. And there is that geometry that everybody wants to copy. Now, SPTK 38, Solo 38. It looks great to me. I mean, it looks really awesome. There are 3 different color versions. It is relatively small. The Comandante weighs 600 and whatever, 80 grams or whatever. This one weighs around 2 kg, but for the electric grinder, that's nothing. The size, it fits almost everywhere. The small footprint, made mostly with aluminium. There are some wooden elements like the top here and the stand. You've got dosing cup, catching cup magnetically attached. The catching cup slightly too narrow for my liking. It's sometimes tricky if you dose the coffee in. You've got the on-off switch on the side here. What I really don't like is that they put the electric cable on the side instead of on the back. And it's a very long one. I hide it behind the descent. And it also comes with that adapter, which is almost as big as the grinder itself. So this is a single dose grinder. And as far as I know, I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's probably the cheapest single dose grinder that can grind for espresso. It's a stepped grinder, the same as the Comandante, and you have 60 steps. You can see exactly where you are because there are numbers. There's a grind indicator clearly visible. If you want, you can stop in between the numbers. So I wouldn't call it a stepless grinder, but it's easy to dial in the burrs. If you can see inside, 38 millimeters, and they are titanium coated in this version. Relatively quiet for the electric grinder. Retention pretty much near zero, but if something gets stuck, this grinder also comes with the blower. Do a few puffs. It is slower than an average grinder. The engine power is just 30 watts, RPMs, I think around 160. But I'm sure it will be faster than Comandante. Which coffee we're going to use for espresso? Caravan coffee roaster. That's the coffee from Ethiopia. And that's the anaerobic processed coffee. The tasting notes, key lime, strawberry and candy floss. Next week I will be visiting this coffee roaster. No idea if they allow me to record anything there or not, but at least it will be interesting to see how they do it. There's a London coffee week, I think the entire next week. So 15 grams of coffee in. I will be aiming for 1:2 ratio. I will try to pull those two shots in about the same temperature. I've got both the temperature stripe and that digital thermometer. I'm not obsessed with them when I pull shots for myself, but because we want the shots to be comparable, I will try to pull them in a similar temperature. 15 grams of coffee in on a setting number 9, so 9 clicks. And that's the relatively light roast. And you see, I can talk, I can grind. It's just that the endurance is what I need, because it will take some time. 55 seconds. Not bad. Having 5 guests for a coffee, that would be a chore. But 1 or 2 shots with the Comandante and La Pavoni, you can do it. There is always a little bit, but not too much. Let's have a look. 14.9, so 0.1 retention, not bad. 15 grams of coffee in for solo 38. I'm on the setting number 10. So that's the noise. Not loud, but kind of annoying. It took about 27 seconds. I will still run it a little bit longer, because you see the coffee is still coming. 14.9, and that's without using the blower. And we've got 15. The way I will pull a shot on a La Pavoni, I will start with 30 seconds of pre-soaking. So that just the lever up. Then I will apply a pressure of 3 bars for 10 seconds. Then I will apply a pressure ramping up to 9 bars, and then it will be slow decline of the pressure. I'm not obsessed with time, more with the feel. As always, I will show you only the final results. Let's start with the Comandante. And we have a very, very nicely looking shot. 30 grams of liquid. I can't wait. Smells of almonds. A little bit of the chocolate in the background. Very sweet smell. As I mentioned, nice thick crema. Cheers. Fruitiness and chocolate. Lots of sweetness. Good body to the shot. I'm looking for those strawberries. Maybe a little bit, definitely some fruits, but if you like chocolate, yeah, think about some sort of fruits. Not sure if strawberries, but some sort of fruits dipped in a large quantity of chocolate. I have to say, almost everybody would be satisfied with this shot. I think I managed to get more strawberries using DF64 with SSP burrs with this coffee on La Pavoni, but that's a story for another day. Let's see the extraction rate. 10.55, 21.24% extraction. According to refractometer, the coffee is more towards bitter, but definitely in the center where it should be, so well developed. It just looks like it leans more towards bitter, which I not necessarily agree, because for me it was a very good shot. Maybe it was, I would like a teeny tiny bit more clarity, but you cannot expect too much clarity from Comandante. Let's pull a shot on from the SPTK now. Beautiful shot of espresso from SPTK as well. On Comandante I end up on a setting number 8. SPTK I was lucky. Setting number 10 made it. 30 grams of coffee. It's actually more fruity, less almondy in the smell. Cheers. Okay. Body of the shot, I got much more from the Comandante. With the Comandante, the taste and the body was enveloping my tongue, and it was a kind of continuing to telling the story. So the finish was long. Here, the finish very neat. You drink, the flavor notes are there, but less sweet. Sourness, the same level as with the Comandante. Bitterness, exactly the same as with the Comandante. Apart from that neat finish, the shots are pretty much, they taste the same. It will be interesting to see what the refractometer says, but wow! At least for the espresso, and on La Pavoni, they managed to copy the Comandante really well. Okay, so we've got 10.5, 21. So spot on, they are. And even on the scale here, they are exactly the same. Wow! Okay, so time for the pour over test. Today I will slightly change the recipe, and I will also use the clever dripper. So the way we do the shot on the clever dripper, I will put the water first, then the coffee, brew for 2 minutes, then put on the cup, and the coffee will drain through the filter into the cup. Normally I put 15 grams of coffee and 250 grams of water, but I've noticed that I like more oomph in my coffee. So I will put 15 grams of coffee still, but only 225 grams of water. I could use the same coffee that we did, I still got a little bit that left, but let's mix it up. Good Life coffee roaster, a coffee from Peru, they call it El Frutal, which I guess means fruity, possibly. So that's the extended fermentation process. And they are very vague. The producer on the website very vague about how it looks like. But what I get is that first they collect obviously the best cherries. They only collect the best cherries. Then they keep them for hours or days in the sacks or the containers. Then they take them out, remove the cherries, and leave them dry, and again for a longer period of time than they would normally do. Flavor notes we should get here is sweetness and nectarines. Now, I tried this coffee for espresso the other day on the Descent, and it was really good. It was good. But this is a medium roast, so how it will taste for the pour over, well, we will see. On Comandante, I think I will go for 18 clicks. On SPTK, I think I will start with 20. The water temperature, I normally go for as hot as possible, but because it's medium, I think to 97 Celsius should be good. That's the coffee bed from SPTK, and well, you see it's slightly muddier. Maybe I should grind one setting coarser. The cup from SPTK 38. I have to do the Comandante one more time because extraction here took 1 minute and 25, the draining time, and it was like 50 seconds on Comandante, so I wouldn't call this comparable cups. So let's try this one first, and then I will change the settings of the Comandante and do one more cup. There is a sweetness in a smell, maybe some fruitiness. Cheers. I tried pour overs with SPTK many times before, and it was never great. My Brewista is maintaining that 97 temperature. Can I taste any flavor notes? No. But can I taste something unpleasant? No, it's just a cup of coffee. It's something you can give to everybody, and then they would say, oh, it's a coffee. Okay, so that's the that's 1.19 TDS for the cup from SPTK, so almost 16% extraction. So that's the cup, that's the second cup from the Comandante. I wanted to slow down the extraction so the cups are comparable, still faster than the SPTK, but the SPTK was on the muddy side, this coffee bed. I mean, to me it looks okay. If you notice something, then let me know in the comments. Sweetness, I don't know, I might be getting crazy, but I might smell some nectarines, but that's almost certainly psychosomatic result of reading the tasting notes. Cheers. Yeah, I can taste a little bit more with this cup. That nice sourness somewhere there in the background, chocolatiness. But to be honest, that was probably the best cup so far I made on the SPTK, the best pour over I made on SPTK. I mean, I like this cup a little bit more because it's crispier, but it's not far away. If I look really hard, I may find more nuances in this cup, but it's not like it's a huge difference. A little bit of that citrusy things here that was missing over there. Over there was just a cup of coffee, good, not decent coffee, good quality coffee. Let's see what the refractometer says. So, guys, if you are still here, by the way, definitely click like and subscribe to the channel. Kind of confusing results, because I was expecting the Comandante to be hands down the winner, and it isn't. The shots of espresso on La Pavoni, very comparable. The only difference is the Comandante gave a body. With the pour over, with the Clever Dripper, well, maybe it was a fluke, but honestly I got good cup. Not amazing, but good cup from the SPTK. And I also got a good cup from the Comandante, but not great cup. I tried the Comandante twice. I've repeated the tests of the refractometer many times, and SPTK actually gave me a little bit more. Maybe because the extraction was that, whatever, 10-15 seconds longer. I cannot declare a winner today. If you are looking for the electric version of the Comandante, you may consider Solo. The price kind of similar, you know, which well, if you think about it, the electric grinder and the hand grinder and the price kind of similar. You grind obviously faster, no effort. Honestly, I'm as surprised as probably you are, because in the previous videos I really criticized the SPTK for the pour over. We will be saying goodbye to SPTK. I need a space for something else there. But yeah, we are saying goodbye on a positive note. If by any chance you are one of the few owners of SPTK, let me know how you like it for espressos and pour overs. I'm sure many more of you would have a Comandante, especially if you have a lever machine like La Pavoni. How do you like the shots from the Comandante on the lever machine? And do you agree with me that it gives a really nice body to the cup? Plenty more things coming to the channel, but for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack, this is my coffee show, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you, bye!